Physically met, I'm, happy to know you, happy to be part of the same family. I wanted to reach out today and talk a little bit about growth, development, in both, physically and in skill. And I think one of the best ways to do that is through a visual demonstration. Some of you may or may not be tradesmen like myself. If you are, you may have noticed a trend between kind of a connection between your training in jiu-jitsu and your trade, whatever that might be. And if not in trade, you might have noticed it elsewhere. I think these connections happen because we are, in existence, all part of the same system. And part of studying jiu-jitsu or any martial application or any art is realization about that system and how things work. So I'm going to borrow from a visual demonstration from the growth of a tree to help us understand our growth in skill. So if you can see this is just a 4x4 post. I picked up off of an offcut, and one of the things you get to see on it is those rings. And I'm sure you have seen or heard reference to counting the rings to know how old a tree is. And you can see this is, not that old. But one of the things you might not know about those rings is that those rings, those color changes in the rings, represent seasons. Okay? The darker colors are long season, the winter. That's where growth happens very, very slowly and very densely. And the whiter, more, you can see, porous sections are summer growth. That's when growth happens rapidly. Lots of moisture, lots of sunlight, lots of input. So life can happen very, very quickly. Slow, meticulous, like struggling really, really hard. And you see, if I mark them, I don't know if you can tell from that, but my chisel penetrates the summer growth very, very easily. And I have to push a lot harder on the darker growths to get a penetration. And you can see hard and soft running through this. And that is one of the reasons certain woods have more strength than others. It's the distribution between the hard and soft pith, not pith, but growth. In old growth trees, which are the most desirable for musical instruments, for building, all of these, where you're trying to create something from the product of this tree, besides the tree itself, old growth is more desirable because the seasons have changed and these darker sections are more prevalent. There is less space here. You can see the winters are getting shorter and shorter, summers are getting longer. What I want to also draw your attention to is the center is dark. It is the darkest. Now, what can we extrapolate from this into our training? Well, the slow growth, the foundation for everything is going to be that center. That's your center growth from any art. It's dark, it's one pinpoint, and everything that comes out from that is based on this circumference. It goes out and out and out, And that first growth influences everything else. And it is solid and dark. There can be a lot of desire to fill in our training, with more growth, more of the softer stuff. But it is the solid, slow growth, the mind-numbingly, body-achingly painful growth that makes us really, really strong as individuals. I'd like to encourage you to seek that out. And it's not to say that there is not a place for this soft growth, but there is also, like, filling in with techniques and knowledge and, flash and overkill and things like that. But it's the solid pith of it, the hardness of it, and a slowly, densely grown skill that everything else should be based on and should be returned to. Even if you have an expansion, a fast growth application, you need to come back and fill that in with some hard growth. Hope that makes sense. If it does not, ask me, engage with me. I'm trying to make myself more available to my Tombo Kai family. So if you feel to email me, video message me, I'll answer your questions. All right, thank you so much. Have a lovely day.